The 10 foods that are worst for your prostate. There is good news if you are worried about the condition of your prostate. There may be a difference in what you consume. We are all shaped by the food we eat, and compelling evidence indicates that maintaining a balanced diet and an active lifestyle can reduce the chance of prostate problems and stop its malignancy. With eating, we can bring our bodies back into balance, but we also run the risk of disrupting several biological processes at once. Everything is dependent on the foods we eat. So, if you have an enlarged prostate, what should you eat? In the video we're watching right now, we'll look into that. As we discuss the 10 foods that are worst for your prostate, please sit back and read the article all the way through. One of the many general and more specific health advantages of eating healthily and limiting processed food intake is that it may help men experience fewer prostate issues. Common prostate issues in men over 50 include pain when peeing and a need to use the restroom more frequently. The most typical problems are a benign prostate tumor, enlarged but not cancerous prostate, male sexual cancer, prostatitis, swelling and inflammation of the prostate gland, swelling and inflammation of the prostate gland. 1. High-glycemic carbohydrates. Sugary meals and refined carbs, such as white rice, white flour, and refined cereals, cause significant and fast increases in blood sugar. There is a correlation between higher glycemic carbohydrate intake and an increased risk of prostate cancer, according to 2 meta-analysis reviews from 2015 and 2020. High glycemic diets can increase insulin levels, which in turn can stimulate the synthesis and release of sex steroid hormones, which play a significant role in the development of prostate cancer. A high glycemic diet may alter the gut flora, according to some evidence that has so far only been shown in animal studies but which is nevertheless intriguing. As we'll see later, microbiome modifications could also be related to issues with the prostate. 2. Fried foods. Fried foods like donuts, fried chicken, and fries could increase your risk of developing prostate cancer. Despite the fact that the findings of individual research can differ, a meta-analysis of these studies discovered that eating more fried food was linked to a 35% higher risk of prostate cancer. When oil is burned to high temperatures, potentially cancer-causing substances including polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons and heterocyclic-amines can develop. 3. Activating diets. An overall association between inflammatory diets and a higher risk of prostate cancer was discovered in a systematic review and meta-analysis published in 2020. A comparable 2019 review was published with comparable findings. The following foods are known to cause inflammation in all people: soft drinks and other liquids with added sugar, refined carbs, such as those found in pastries and white bread, fried dishes such as French fries, excessive consumption of red meat, steaks, hamburgers, especially processed meat, hot dogs, sausage, etc., shortenings and margarine. Beyond these apparent offenders, any food can cause inflammation if you are already sensitive to it. You might benefit from an elimination diet to identify your sensitivities if you have gut sensitivities and microbiome imbalances along with other inflammatory health issues, such as prostate inflammation. For instance, the paleo diet eliminates many typical offending foods, which causes inflammatory symptoms to go away. Then you can experiment with reintroducing healthy foods one at a time to determine your unique tolerance for particular foods, which can vary over time. 4. Did we say dairy? Overall, a diet rich in dairy products, such as milk, low-fat milk, cheese, and calcium from dairy sources, may raise the risk of prostate cancer. For instance, a daily meal of 50 grams, 2 ounces, of cheese elevated the risk of prostate cancer by 9%. This may be due to milk increasing a chemical called insulin-like growth factor, it is hypothesized, IGF. An increased incidence of benign prostate disease is also associated with consuming more high-fat dairy products, BPH. 5. Supplements with calcium. According to 2 meta-analyses, a higher total calcium intake from food and supplements also seems to be a risk factor for prostate cancer. As a result, maintaining a low or moderate supplemental calcium consumption may be prudent for lowering the risk of prostate cancer. 6. Spicy foods. In a poll of males with chronic prostatitis, 47% said that eating hot peppers, chili, and spicy cuisine made their symptoms worse. Spicy meals may slightly irritate the prostate and bladder, making symptoms worse. 7. Your alcohol intake. A lifetime of drinking may greatly raise the risk of developing advanced cancer. According to one study, men who drank at least 7 drinks per week between the ages of 15 and 49 had a more than threefold increased risk of high-grade prostate cancer compared to men who did not drink. 8. Too much salt. Sometimes, the urinary tract symptoms that are typical of BPH can become worse with a high sodium consumption. It may be beneficial for some men to consume a diet low in sodium by avoiding processed foods and skipping the salt shaker during meals. However, because sodium is a necessary nutrient for the body to manage its water levels, severe salt restriction is not advised. 9. Too much saturated fat. Healthy fats like omega-3 fatty acids tend to be beneficial, and total fat intake does not seem to be associated with the risk of prostate cancer. However, a higher risk of advanced prostate cancer has been linked to a high intake of saturated fat or animal fat, the sorts found in full-fat dairy products and fatty meat items. Overall, though, saturated fat has been unfairly demonized and is not the nutritional villain that is occasionally depicted. Consuming some saturated fat is normal and even necessary. The problem is when it becomes excessive. 10. More eggs. Those who ate an average of 2.5 or more eggs per week had an 81% higher chance of developing a deadly form of prostate cancer than men who ate an average of less than half an egg per week, according to major observational research. The study did discover that males who ate more eggs also had a tendency to exercise less, have a higher BMI, and were more likely to smoke and have a family history of prostate cancer. The chance of dying from prostate cancer, but not from developing it, may be modestly increased by eating 5 or more eggs each week, according to research. With regard to prostate health, eggs are a nutrient and can be consumed in moderation, but ideally not in excess. If you learned anything from this video, then like this video, and then share this video with your close friends. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel as we will release more great videos in the future.